Now, the way you improve your click-through rate is primarily through your titles, thumbnails, and the first few lines of your description can play a small part as well. But basically, you need the things I just mentioned to grab your impressions by the eyeballs. And so instead of me just telling you how to design a good thumbnail or write a good title, I want to actually give you an example of how to do this, because I'm willing to bet Joseph's click-through rate for this video is pretty bad, and I'll show you exactly what principles and techniques I would use to design a high click-through rate title and thumbnail combo using Joseph's channel as an example. And even though this video is a very specific type of gaming video, these principles will apply regardless of what type of content you create. But before I can do that, I need to introduce you to one last concept. See, in 1976, a man named Jeffrey Stokes published a book, and the book was called Star Making Machinery, and it follows artists, musicians, engineers, and technicians, and all the creative people involved in the making of a typical rock album. And this old, little-known book contains the first citation in the Oxford Dictionary of this gem of a metaphor. You can't polish a turd. Now, despite the fact that you can in fact polish a turd, as proven by Mythbusters,
you know, the casual viewer might look at this and say, crap.
It's a great metaphor, and the dictionary defines it as to seek or improve something which is inherently or unalterably unpleasant or of poor quality. It's kind of like a movie plot. A movie can have the best actors, best marketing, the most hype, but if the core movie, like the plot, is terrible, the movie's probably going to get horrendous ratings. And so the lesson here is, if you're trying to grow on YouTube, you can be the most creative editor on the platform. You can be the best thumbnail designer from a technical perspective there ever was. But if your video idea itself is inherently not interesting or useful to viewers, there's almost nothing you can do to make it blow up. And that's why having a great video idea, one that is enticing or exciting or solves a problem, is the next point on the G/GC method. And there are three types of great video ideas. The first are trending video ideas. These revolve a lot around timing, and they involve creating videos around trending topics, basically harnessing attention that's already out there. I call this trend surfing because surfing gives us a good analogy. Catching a trend involves a combination of being in the right place at the right time and timing. If you're too early, there's no wave of attention to catch and your video will just be dead in the water. If you're too late, the wave has already peaked, is breaking, and you're going to get overwhelmed and pummeled by the whitewash. But if you catch the wave just as it's rising up and it's large enough to propel you forward, but it's not so large that it's seconds away from breaking and becoming unbelievably messy and saturated, you'll do pretty well. And one of the best examples of a trending video I've seen is the MrBeast Squid Game video, which is obviously a great video in and of itself, but if it wasn't for the trend and success and hype around the Squid Game's TV show at that time, the video probably wouldn't have got anywhere near the amount of views it did. The next category of good video idea is extremely unique or noteworthy.